And it is time for a fabulous find because we found information about our next guest after we had a performance from her daughter, Michelle, which
I
was
remember
really
I was here
cool.
that day. I remember that.
A while ago, people remember Bittersweet performing on
Yes.
Iowa Live, and Tony Williams was the artist that was performing. And in the background, we saw her mom, a very proud mom, watching everything that was going on. We brought mom on in front of the cameras just to say hi.
Had me emotional.
Because mom had a most terrifying story that we learned about after that time, and also found out the meaning behind the band and what that was all about. First of all, Tony, thank you for being here, and of course Donna, thank you for making time to come over and talk about a project that we first touched on back then.
Yes.
Tell everybody a little background about your story.
Well, I am a survivor, not a victim of domestic abuse. I was stabbed 14 times, May 17, 2018, by somebody I thought loved me. I did not see it coming. I actually I thought he was sleeping. I did. My mind was going, it was so late. And I was like, you're stabbing me, you're stabbing me. And he wouldn't stop, so I just ran through the sliding doors. I didn't even know if the screen or the door was closed or what. I just pushed through, but thank God it was just a screen. And I went from the screen, I jumped through the screen onto the roof thing, the ledge, and from the ledge to the balcony. And I was so much blood. It was so much blood on me, on my feet, everywhere, that I slid from the balcony, from the roof to the concrete ground. And I knew I was in trouble. So I refused to go to sleep. I just prayed, God help me. I heard a dog barking, and I started banging on their window, and somebody came out, and I just told them I'd been stabbed. Call 911. And I asked them for a drink of water. They told me this. I don't remember this. And they really didn't want to give it to me because I was pouring out blood, but they gave me a drink of water. And I waited for the paramedics. I was alert enough to tell the paramedic to call my daughter, Denisha. I had her number in my mind. And after he got the number, I just looked at him and said, please don't let me die. And when I seen him get emotional, I would like to meet him one day. He said, I will not let you die. And then that's all I remember from that. And to being in the hallway, seeing my daughter, and I was trying to tell her I've been stabbed, but she said, Mom, you were just so full and drenched in blood. And they had me in 2 induced comas. I had 3 blood transfusions. I had a hole in my colon. And I carried a colosophy or whatever in the bag for over a month.
But you survived.
Yeah, they thought they was going to have to take me into more surgery. When they did the x-ray, they couldn't believe it was closed. I'm still dealing with pain and stuff, but I'm okay.
But Tony, obviously when things like this unfolded, life-changing for everyone involved.
Oh, yes. It's a really hard, depressing time, but I'm grateful she's still here, able to tell her story, so.
And you were able to use your music too.
Yes, that's my therapy.
That's your therapy?
Definitely.
Is that kind of is that what got you started into
No,
music?
I actually had sung with multiple bands also, so I've always just loved music, loved to sing, so.
And then you got even more into
Yes,
it
and there's
after.
other events that had occurred prior, but definitely music is my therapy.
Right.
Definitely.
It's a good one.
Continue to use it as your therapy too.
Absolutely.
But the important thing was when we last visited with you, you told us the story of what happened to your mom. And
Yes.
you decided that this was an opportunity to be a teaching moment for all that are out there to learn from what happened to you. Why was that so important to you?
You know, for a lot of years, I've always wanted to help women, you know, because of what I grew up and went through with my mom. My mom was shot 5 times. Once in the head, and she survived. She was stabbed numerous times. So I grew up watching her go through. I never seen the actual stuff, but you know, with the glasses and the aftermath of it, I always knew, you know. So all my life I said, I'm not going to let that happen to me. But it ended up happening to me quite often in numerous relationships. I've been through a lot.
And you talked about wanting to help women, and using these stories and putting this
Yes.
book together. Talk about how you've gone about taking these tragedies and turning them into purposeful, positive things for other people.
Well, you know, it's really strange because after this happened to me, I was, you know, after it was aired before, I had numerous women coming to me. They're hitting me up on my Facebook, telling me about their friends. And I've always been the mother that would talk to my kids as friends growing up.
Right.
You know, keeping them positive. So I knew that was my call anyway. What I talk about, to be honest with you, is I try to tell people the early signs of abuse, the early signs of being in a controlled relationship. They're so obvious, and I want to go into schools, in junior highs and high schools, and speak to the children there, because you sit there and you think your first love is what? You're the boy in the same classroom, and then he's blowing your phone up, or where are you going after lunch, and what, you know.
And these are some of the signs,
Oh,
some
my
of the indicators,
goodness,
some of the flags
yes.
that should be raised.
Yes, they really are. And a lot of, you know, and I figure if I can talk about the early signs before the love sets in, where a bell would go off in somebody's head, then wait a minute, you know, I need to rethink this, or they're more aware
Right.
of his
That's a great
or
idea.
her actions.
The book that has come out, you've been working on that for quite a while.
7 years.
And talk about, was it difficult to write that book?
Very difficult. You know, before my mom passed, my mother always talked about writing her book, telling her story.
Right.
So this book is actually not just my story. It's a very emotional book. I've had great response on it. But it was hard to write it. There were times that I would start writing something and I had to put it back because I was tearing up and I didn't want to get back to it. So it took me 2 weeks to do it, and another month to do it, another year. And I couldn't figure, why can't I finish this book? But, you know, I really feel God had purpose, and He knew this was going to happen to me. But after this happened to me, for some reason, it was so easy to finish.
You just said, I have to finish
I
this
gotta-
book. This is an indicator that there's
Yes.
a reason that I'm here. There's a reason I survived.
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. That is because I need to give my testimony. I need to help other people. You know, I need to let people know that God pulled me through this stuff. I mean, I was going through near-death experiences as a little child. I'm not going to tell the book, but I got run over by a car at age 5, and it ran over my head. Wow. The tire prints were there. Just a few days later, I was released from the hospital with not one broken bone.
So there's a purpose for
There's
Donna
a
being
purpose
here.
for my life.
There's a
it's
purpose.
And to have so much pain, obviously, throughout your entire life and your family
So
and so
much
forth.
racism, everything, molesting, everything. I've been through it.
All right,
And
now,
to find the purpose in all of that is very
Yes.
admirable.
I'm so appreciative, and I love to love, and I have a forgiving heart. I forgive the man that did this to me. I came out of my coma. First thing I said was, I forgive him. People don't understand that. But when you have a relationship that I have with my personal God, my understanding, which is Jesus, then He took that away from me and gave me forgiveness in my heart, because I knew I had to have forgiveness and love in my heart. When my ex did what he did and I got out of that marriage, I didn't think I could ever forgive that, but I prayed on it, and
all right, let's talk about your
I'm
book.
here.
People, you've intrigued many people about
Purpose
this.
After
Who
Pain.
needs to read this book?
Everybody.
There you go.
It will help. Well, actually, my story tells tells your story, tells your story. There's something in this book that you're going to say, oh my goodness, yeah,
All right, and there's we saw the event that's going on coming up this weekend. Want to make sure people are aware of this Saturday, the 29th.
You're going to be out there that day, so
Yes, I-
we can
on
meet
the
with
30th.
you and talk with
on
you.
the 30th, okay, and that's going to be over at Valley West Mall, right here down the street. So it's free to get in. Tony, you have to be so proud of your mom for
Yes.
having the courage to do all this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be doing a book signing there.
Perfect.
My books are $15, so I just want to tell everybody that.
Okay.
But
And then you're going to be there on
$15
Sunday.
well
though.
spent.
I will be there
Okay.
with bells on.
All right.
And then can people also get the book online?
Yes,
Amazon,
they can.
correct?
They can get it online through Kindle, or they can get the ebook. Or I'm trying to get the audio. I want to get the audio book for people that are blind or something that can't see.
Very
work on
nice.
that. And then they can follow you on Facebook too.
Follow me on Facebook, Donna Williams on Facebook, and
And
Better Understanding Life.
better understanding.
I have 2 pages.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tony, so much for introducing us to you. Such a special person, your mom, Donna. We appreciate that so much. Again, here's the book. Folks, you want to get a copy of this book. There's a purpose in life. There's a purpose behind the pain
That's your book.
that you have gone through.
That's your book.
And we
We're all
will
gonna
make
read
sure
it.
that everybody has a chance to get a copy of that coming up this weekend. Thank you both.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for
us
your
here. We
courage.
appreciate you. God bless.
Sherry.